I almost killed Peter Clark's plants this weekend.
Oh, how?
Yeah, I did a deep cleaning of our apartment, and he has a bunch of plants on the windowsill, and I just went to, clean up, and then I just immediately dropped it. Just immediately dropped on the floor, and it did not shatter. It chipped a tiny bit of the bowl, but I was like, whew.
Yeah.
God, because I'm like, I don't feel like having to explain this and then having go into plant emergency mode. Be like, all these cactuses look the fucking same.
It's a cactus?
It's a cactus. So
yeah.
I feel like they can live through anything, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
There's a cactus guy, I think on your street, where it's just on the street, about 20 different cactuses, and they're all flopped over and dead, but I think they'll perk up once it gets warm.
I hope so.
There's a guy selling cactuses that are
No, they're
in
just
trouble?
in a tree potter on the street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Around here?
Yeah, on 27th. Yeah.
What's I don't think I've seen this guy.
It might be a different street, but I definitely have seen it walking.
It's just somewhere in the story.
It's on the way to QED from my house.
Okay.
Are we recording right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is just preamble, so when we actually start the podcast, it flows nicely,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was like, man, if there's someone has to listen to this,
No,
the cactus stuff,
Yeah,
they're like, what?
Well, speaking of plants, I was trying to do the segue. You asked me to do an intro to the show.
I know. Keep going.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Sean and Andrew Blow Up, everybody. This is our new weekly podcast, where Andrew and I are trying to, make our careers in comedy actually take off for a change or something like that. And
With that kind of confidence, how could it go wrong?
well, all right.
I see it already.
Yeah, pretty much, where we've been doing it a while, and this is our big idea is that we team up. We're best buddies, and we're going to talk to fun, great comics we know. So this is our guest today, Mr. Peter Wong.
Hi, thanks.
So Peter, what I want to know, dude, what I want to know is, were you a crush guy in high school, college?
A crush guy,
Yeah.
meaning develop crushes for somebody.
Snorting pills, snorting meth.
What? No. That's clear.
No. I meant, did you develop intense crushes on women or dogs or men or whatever?
Yes, you actually have me pegged. That's actually crazy that's the first question you asked. Yeah, I was a huge, I was a serial crusher.
Yeah.
I would
Snort Cheerios.
Yeah, healthier than what I actually did. I was obsessed with this girl. Named Lily. I
was gonna say you can change your name if it's.
It's too late.
It's too late, Lily.
This can't be edited.
Dude, all right, we're not doing it to give us all the full deets. What's her measurements? 34, 30, 60?
What did her socks smell like?
Oh, well,
where did she? Where did her parents live? That's the important question.
She was just a girl in my biology class. And I was feeling chemistry, you know what I mean? But no, I really she was putting out buddy vibes, but I think as a certain brain just doesn't pick that up.
No.
And so I was like, oh, there's a future here. And I wasn't bold enough to ever make a real move.
God damn. I've been there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're there now, and you're married.
What are you
You're not willing
about?
to make a move on your own wife.
That's not true.
I don't know. She was like, Andrew hasn't made a move on me in years.
What are you talking about? We fucked yesterday.
Nah, that's not true.
Yeah, we did.
That was actually me wearing a wig, dude.
Oh, no wonder.
No, I get that though. It's I'm too scared to make the move, right? Because I was thinking about this. You know how we just kind of from birth, we're just all right, men and boys and girls, gotta keep them apart for everything they do. And then as a boy, you're like, girls are scary. We're not allowed to be around them. They might hurt us.
Yeah, I was, I guess, quarantined from women.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds like I'm a creep. But
oh, trust me, that's going to come up often in this podcast. Sound like a creep.
Oh, that's my bread and butter. But my parents were very. It's not that they forbid me from talking to girls, but they just the talk of romance and sex, any of that, completely never introduced at all in our discussions. And so I didn't have a chance to develop even regular friendships with women. I think that's where you start before you kind of feel the comfort to take it any further.
That's interesting that I had the same problem, but actually, like at dinner, my dad would always tell me, like, this is how you got to sniff her neck. You got to let her know she smells good. You know, don't be afraid to
Is this true? He really told you these things?
Yeah.
Having met his dad, he definitely has told him these things.
He said, pretend you accidentally kick her under the table, and then if she recoils, then you know it's not going well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But if she bruises immediately, that means she really likes it.
Then she's not ripe.
Right.
So, that's I didn't have a dad like that, and I think there are dads that kind of teach their kids a little bit of the ropes.
Yeah.
Whether it's just like direct or saying stuff like,
Or flirting
find
with
the
other
signs.
women besides their mom in front of them. That's a good.
Wait, what?
Well, if your dad flirts with women or your mom cheats on your dad in front of you, then that's a kind of way to learn.
Is this what happened to you?
Oh, there's so many things that happened to him. Let's not get into it yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. that's
Yeah, my mom once hooked up with an EMT guy
while your parents were together.
Yeah, at the playground. Yeah.
What do you mean hooked up?
What do you mean? Like, did they make out? Did they kiss?
So I hit my head like on the playground. I badly got a concussion. I was bleeding.
That's a crazy start.
Bleeding out of my nose, and the ambulance comes, and I'm fine. It wasn't a real bad concussion.
Yeah.
And they're like, you don't need to go to the hospital. Let's hang out. And the guy starts like being like, yo, so.
Hey, yo, mom, that your little boy bleeding over there?
What's up, Shody?
What a fucking bold move from a person on the clock.
And he was like, okay, I get off in about 5 minutes. Why don't we just hang out? And then he was like, let's play hide and go seek. And so I went to go hide. I hid in this field like near the playground.
Yeah.
And I was getting impatient because it's been like 15 minutes and I didn't see anybody, I didn't hear anybody. And I go back to the playground and he's got his hand under my mom's shirt. And I was like, that's how you do it.
Dude,
that's the way to do it.
That's such a... Dude, man. That's like a... You just said like a breakthrough thing.
Yeah, no, it's every episode I get a layer of what I found about Andrew's childhood trauma. It's so great. Yeah, my mom cheated on my dad in front of me.
Your mom didn't cheat on your dad in front of you?
No, my parents.
So she was cheating. She was married to your father.
Yeah, but my dad, at that time, he was doing a lot of coke. And he was having sex with like half the strip club, so it was fine.
Oh my Lord. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you had a fucking rough childhood, huh?
Yeah.
Well, Peter, back to you being too scared to talk to a girl. I will say that's a good move by the EMT though. Be like, all right, kid, we're gonna play hide and go seek and have the kid hide to fuck his mom. That's a good move if you're dating a mom.
That's crazy. And I don't even know like the distance between me meeting a woman and then having sex with her it's so long. And then when there are guys that just EMT just talks to her like that, and next thing you know, they're
and then here's the thing, it's like either like
it's crazy.
It's also like the best looking guy in the world or like the ugliest dirtbag you've ever seen in your entire. It's like a confidence like where women just like I've seen like these just like ugly like guys who just hold themselves well and they just fuck.
Yeah.
And it's actually like impressive where you're like, oh, this guy, but then it
drives me really crazy.
Yeah.
Like it makes me really upset.
Were there ever like in high school or whatever, were there ever girls who were into you but you weren't into?
I've actually asked this girl out to prom, who I was very like I thought she was physically attractive. She had big boobs, you know, like she hit puberty early and stuff. And it was a mix of like I did enjoy her company, but I had like my first couple of options for prom didn't pan out.
Oh, did you get a couple no's for prom, or was it
I
just
got
like
one no.
One no.
And then as prom was nearing, I was like, I can't go alone. And so I asked this girl. She was a very sweet girl. And then, then day of prom, it was a mix of I wasn't actually super into it, and I was also very scared.
Right.
And so I kind of like ignored her all night.
Oh, no.
That's tough.
That's brutal.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Queens.
Okay.
I went to school in Harlem.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Now, if you could go back in time and just like give yourself like a blue chew or a psychological blue chew and make yourself like a love potion, if you could just like make yourself be into
No,
her.
better that. How about this? You go back in time, and then you switch with your 17-year-old self with your current self.
No,
and
that's
then,
weird.
Then no, it's fine.
Just why do you cut me up? I was in the middle of
Well,
something.
the blue chew, I wanted to come in with a different thing. It's
But I was in the middle of it.
well, you take forever to get to
You
this.
guys are natural, like natural pair. I mean, the chemistry here is just electric.
It really is.
No, but forget what Sean said. Go back to what I was saying.
So if I could, we'll address both of these. But if I could instill the confidence I have now,
No, not
or
the no
knowledge,
confidence. You still hate yourself. You just are into her.
Oh yeah, that would be great if I could. That would have solved a lot that night. I still think I would be afraid of many things. I think once it came down to it, I would realize, I would have to dance with her, which is pretty vulnerable. You know,
Cha-cha slide.
I was afraid to dance.
Even around her.
Around anybody.
And anybody.
So let alone someone who is my prom date, and like kids are like grinding or whatever, and I'm like, I never even kissed a girl. I never even been on a date with a girl.
You know, it's a good icebreaker at like a dance where it's a little awkward. Is you make a fart sound and you say, "Oh no, I can smell your butthole." Just say that real loud. That's a good one.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work out nicely. Okay. So you didn't even kiss a girl, and but you're at the prom, and then like, what, the night just kind of ended?
More or less, yeah. Like I ended up just finding comfort in my male friends at the prom, and then she was just kind of like, she just danced with someone else, and that was a relief. You
That's
know?
good.
Yeah.
At least she didn't like cry.
Yes, exactly.
That's my anxiety. It's just like having to deal with a crying.
What's your first kiss, Sean?
My first kiss happened at wrestling camp.
With a man?
No, with a woman. It's like the craziest story ever. I went out to Penn State for a wrestling camp. I was the biggest guy at the camp, and there was a Canadian women's wrestling team that came in, high school age, obviously. And then me and my roommates, we all just like went up, and like they were drinking. I was not. And then it was this other girl who was the heaviest girl on their team, but heaviest like only like 160, you know, not like comparatively significantly smaller than me. And we Frenched a little bit. It was
hot.
It was nice. Yeah. It's, of course, when I came back, it sounds like the fakest story in the fuck. Yeah, this girl on the French Canadian wrestling team came down to Penn State, and we hooked up. And I showed her my underhooks real quick.
Wait, so how did you approach, like, because
It's one of those, you never just like late.
to just casually make out, and now is
not-
understandable, but a casual makeout for your first kiss is very.
I was definitely not her first kiss. I could tell that. Like
French
I think she would think she. You know what it is? It's just like if you just.
so she made the move, or you?
Oh,
did?
she made the move. I was just like, I'm here because my friends / guys I'm sleeping near for 2 weeks wanted to be
And
here.
what did she say to make them? What was the?
Boy, what did she say?
How do you forget this stuff?
It's been fucking 17 years. 17 years?
I don't.
15 years.
I don't. I remember my first everything to like
Your first
the-
everything. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
My poutine is moist.
No, it was just her poutine was so delicious.
And the gravy is dripping.
The
The curds are bubbling.
Nah, it's just we were talking about like I don't know, whatever it was, like just like wrestling stuff at first. Like yeah.
Do you like a Gable grip or do you like
You like Chad Gable or Dan Gable? Once you wrestle, everything in life is easy. And then just like the small, I can't remember the guy's name, but the really small guy was kind of like our leader. He went off with the one hot girl in the background. He was also like an out and out bisexual dude.
Nice.
He was from Florida. He had dyed blonde hair and an earring. He was kind of a badass dude in hindsight. And then there was the really tall, skinny kind of hick guy. He went with the other girl who was also kind of big, and he was like, I just like him big. I'm like, I respect that. And then it's just like me and this other girl are just kind of there. And at some point, she just started kissing me, and I was just like, hell yeah.
French
Oh, she just
Canadian.
went ahead.
Yeah, she just went for it. Like, it wasn't like a, I like you. I think she was just like, well, it's that or have him talk about Dragon Ball Z or something.
I got moves put on me by a French Canadian before.
Yeah?
When I was couch surfing, I was doing comedy across Canada, and I was just sleeping on this lady's like floor, and she's like, "Oh, let's have a glass of wine," and then she's like, "You can come sit near me."
Yeah.
And then I made her squirt.
Did she squirt poutine?
No, it was
That would have been tasty gravy.
Yeah,
All right, so you didn't have. When did you gain confidence?
Still waiting on it. No, I think at like late, like 30, like 29, 30.
How old are you now?
33.
Okay, so this is just very recent then.
This is very recent.
Yeah.
What about first kiss for you though?
First kiss for
Still
me
waiting on it.
was I was in a play when I was 21, and
So you're a real late bloomer then.
okay. Yeah, and this girl was in the play as well, and I was just like goofy and I like to joke around, and before I went on stage during one of the shows or one of the rehearsals, she was in the back, we're in the wings, and then it was dark, and I was like, "How about a kiss for good luck?"
Ooh, that's some riz though.
That's good.
Fully expecting it to not work. Whatever. So then
I was fully expecting her to call the police on you and be like, "Officer, this man asked to kiss me. Take him away for life."
Yeah, and then so she stuck her face out, and then I was like, "Oh." And then
Did she close her mouth at least?
yeah, her mouth was closed, and it was a very like nice peck. It was very PG. Yeah.
Or was it a? Or was it a?
It was like like a
Oh,
You know?
that's nice. I like that.
like a
That's like a you're at a wedding and the kissing in front of family kiss.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a little.
That was
wait.
like,
You're at a wedding and
You know, like the first kiss of the wedding. You know.
Oh, yes,
it's like,
yes,
It's like
yes.
the respectful.
Yeah.
You know, we're not gonna get nasty with this, but everyone knows there's a little something
yes,
there.
it was. Yeah, it's a very PG kiss.
Yeah.
And then that was great. And then the next time I saw her, I did the same move every time I saw her. How about I kiss for good luck?
did it
you know?
work again?
And then eventually it led to like makeouts, and then and then she was eventually who I lost my virginity to.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. How long did it take from the first kiss to the peenie and the vagini?
It took a
Wow, Sean. Oh, really showing your emotional maturity here. It's called the cock in the puss node.
Peenie and vagini is way better than cock. I'm cutting cock in the puss node.
anyways, the time I got to fuck her yummy cunt it was until we like the show had wrapped, and during that time she had kind of revealed to me that she had a crush on me or stuff, which I thought she was so hard to read. I thought there was no way she liked anybody, but it turns out she had a thing for me, and then at the party we consummated.
Oh, where at the party? Like, you guys go up to like a private bedroom? Or you gotta go back to your place, her place?
Went to a bathroom. It was like
bathroom,
like a big old
dirty
sleepover.
dog.
Yeah, and then we there was no way we could do it in the room where everyone's
So
sleeping.
who was sitting on the toilet and who was?
I sat on the toilet.
It'd be awesome if she was sitting on the toilet and you're just like up and over her like a hunched ape trying to get in. It's like you. It's like it's
no
like, babe, this is so.
I just realized what a crazy question that is. She's sitting on the toilet.
Yeah, dude. It's just like, y'all, you're so wet and you're fucking the toilet bowl.
Riding her cowgirl. And I mean, it didn't go great. I couldn't stay hard. I was so nervous.
Oh, that's, yeah.
And all of that. And overall, she had a pretty bad time.
Oh, damn.
But
Was it her first time too?
no.
Okay.
She was an expert.
Expert.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Were you like number 11 on the dartboard?
I don't know. I don't know what number I was, but she.
I like when I have sex to just get like a ticker tape, like you go to a deli meat counter and like, yep, all right, I'm number 742.
Yeah, I there's something that's very alluring about the chastity of a woman, but I think living in New York, I think that you learn to dispel that.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like when I eat an oyster, I don't want an oyster that's wide open. I want to shuck it myself. I want to feel the gratification of knowing I was the first person to eat this oyster.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to half eat an oyster.
I don't know if that analogy. It's something about it's not working for me.
Yeah, not eating a half-eaten oyster.
That's gross.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Thank you for saying that. That'll be the animated clip we put out.
Imagine sharing an oyster with 700 men.
Yeah, I mean
that's fine.
But you can only eat an oyster really like once.
Yeah,
if you take a very little bit of it.
It's more like if a cow dies and like a bunch of coyotes are eating it together would be a better apt analogy.
Wow. I don't know. I think it's funny. It's like when you hear like hardcore conservative talk about why marriage is so pristine and stuff, and then they bring up. They'd be like, well, it sounds like Jordan Peterson, I guess. But, they say like this. There's this finite resource that everyone's like sharing on. Yeah. But you'd like a woman could be banged infinitely.
Oh yeah,
and,
forever and ever.
That's what Einstein said.
Is what?
Yeah. It says the woman can be banged infinitely.
E equals MC pussy.
The faster you're going while you're banging her, the more time expands. But the first time I had a kiss, I remember I was at sleepaway camp for Jews.
This is going to be a rough story, huh?
Yeah, this one. It always starts nice and then goes to the darkest place.
No.
And these are true things, right? You're not lying about these things.
I don't know. Some of it's true.
They're all very true.
There's definitely a lot more truth than not.
All right, let's hear it. You're at sleepaway camp
for Jewish people and the mentally ill.
Oh man. Wait, I'm sorry. Say that again.
So Jewish people and the mentally ill.
Okay, but that's a bit, right?
No, that's true.
No, that's true.
The camp is called
Lake Jewish people and the
Lake Jewish people.
Lake Jewish people.
Okay, I'm sorry. Now that's a joke. But you're telling me the camps.
So it's like mostly Jewish kids, but then there's also, and a lot of the Jewish kids are mentally ill, but there's also some non-Jews who are also just mentally ill.
And so that's what the camp specializes in, is Jews and the mentally ill.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a fucking hot fucking burrito right there.
Yeah.
Okay, and
so there was this girl named Susanna, and we had like a talent show, and outside,
and which is she?
I'm not sure, honestly.
Oh my God.
Susanna's not really a Jewish name, so I'm going to go with mentally ill.
Yeah. No, but she seemed real normal.
They always do.
I don't know. And I was like, yeah, can I kiss you? We were just outside. Everyone was inside watching the talent show. And she was like, yeah, you can kiss. And we had like just a little chaste kiss. And then I was like, all right, that's it. That was my first kiss. And I was like, can I see your titties? And then,
you said, can I see your titties?
Yeah. And then she pulled up her shirt, and she had no boobs yet.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, even small titties are awesome. Like
I'm getting older. I'm starting to be like, I'm more on board with small tits.
Yeah.
You want small tits?
No, I'm just saying I'm more on board with them. I'm like,
why?
I don't know. Something like a variety, spice of life type thing. I don't know. I have a big tit girlfriend, so like it's it's the grass is always greener type ordeal.
Yeah, the nipples are always fluffier. But I do want to say, like, I met my first girlfriend at that same sleepaway camp, because nothing happened with me and Susanna. But then I met Samantha, and she was definitely Jewish and mentally ill, and we started hanging out because she lived nearby me in Westchester. And then she let me finger her, and she said her doctor said she had a disease where she was like extra wet all the time.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, that's a cool disease. That's a really like useful disease. If you could design an alien to have sex with, what would they look like?
To design an alien?
Yeah.
I think women are pretty perfect.
They are pretty perfect.
I agree with that. Yeah, that's a good sentiment.
But I'm just saying, let's say the human race is going to be destroyed by a shape-shifting entity that can just harvest our souls. But unless you bang one of them, it's up to you. And and they will take any form you desire, but they can't, for whatever reason, take a human form.
But I can get it pretty close, right? To some
No.
point.
I need you to think of something that's never been created before. Is what he's asking. I'm like, what would you like that
And
to be?
fuck it.
How many circles and squares and triangles would it be made?
Whatever
out?
it is, I'd like one with that's very tight.
I'll tell you what.
Whatever the alien hole.
I don't know. If I have to fuck this thing for our species to survive, I think I want to go loose. I want to feel it as little as possible, right? Just like, all right, I'm like nudging, like, just kind of fingering it a little bit.
Big cavern.
Yeah, just a big cavern. I'll get in there. Like, I want it to be like,
You don't want to come. You're not going to come if there's not enough.
Oh,
And if you
I
can
can
jerk, if it's wide enough that you can jerk off inside of it.
Yeah. Like a dune worm, but it's a sexy lady.
Sexy giant dune worm.
Yeah, sexy giant dune worm.
I'd like one that's tight enough that I feel big. You know, that because I've never had that. I've never had a woman go like, "Whoa."
Like a
Whoa.
like a baby's nostril. Yeah. So
All right, so let's get back on this. Let's get back on the galactic track, shall we?
Yeah.
Off of banging aliens. All right, you lost your virginity in your 20s.
who did you lose it to?
You
No.
last night? I lost it in college.
To
A woman,
and why?
because we were making out at a party.
And was it the best sex of your life?
No, the best sex of my life is every time I have sex with my beautiful girlfriend.
No, I mean up until that point.
That's good. Good answer.
Yeah, up until that point, it was the best sex of my life. Yeah, it was the first sex of my life. Of course, that
Well, no, because like if you had coitus, like penis and vagina,
peenie and vagini.
yeah, you could have had head that was better than that before.
I
that.
had never gotten head before that too.
Yeah, I will say.
I got them all like it was kiss, nothing, everything, all at once.
all in one night.
Everything, everywhere, all at once in one night.
That's what
We
that
went,
movie is.
we went across dimensions of fucking and it was
Hot dog fingers.
Hot dog finger. Oh, dude, I love a good hot dog finger in my butt. That feels good. I said, call me Joey Chestnut, and then she Kobayashi's me down. You know. I know too much about the hot dog eating contest.
What the hell's happening?
I don't know.
That's a great question. That's a better title for this podcast.
What the hell's happening? Peter, I had sex. My first time was
Don't tell your first times having sex again on this podcast. He always
Has he said it multiple times?
Yes, he has.
on episode 2. This is episode 2.
Yeah. Come up with some new traumas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No old ones.
Hack trauma.
So to get back on track, let's get back on track.
Sure, do it.
Let's get back on track. All right. So you're in your 20s now. And then you had sex. Now your confidence is rising. But where are you in this world now? You're de-virgined. You're no longer a beautiful flower, but you're a beautiful cactus of sex. So are you spreading your seed, or are you still just growing?
No, I mean, I refuse to like grow. Basically, like much to my desire to, because like I lost my virginity, and then I was like, oh, this is it. Like everything's gonna change. I'm it's great now. And then I still was, pretty awkward with women. I started approaching women and talking to them, but I had so much like.
Were you just like, hi, I've had sex. Would you like to do it again with me?
Well, sort of. I started becoming very forward as an approach because I was like, I did that, and that can be very off-putting, and I put off tons of women that way, and I just couldn't figure out what my voice was in that world. So yeah, first time getting late, and then the second time wasn't for probably like a year, and then the next time after wasn't for 2 years after that. Like it was just a lot of dry spells in between.
Yeah, the dry spells that's the hardest. Which is like it's like somebody took you to the promised land, and then they're like, all right, now you gotta crawl back there, boy. We gave you a boat ride, now you gotta swim.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Once I got herpes, there were no more dry spells. It was over. I'm in wet world. I'm in water world. I'm Kevin Costner after that.
He did get herpes the first time he had sex.
No, not the first time.
Sorry, the second time he had sex.
Second or third time.
Do you disclose that you have herpes to partners?
Only to people only podcast partners. No, I do. I try.
I
try, and I fail. No, I have. I once had sex with a woman after an open mic, and I told her, and then I made her squirt.
I wish most of your stories didn't end with "and then I made her squirt." Do you know how many of your stories end like that? It's like at least 30% of them.
Yeah, I was dating this woman who loved soda, but she hated artificial coloring and corn syrup.
Yeah.
And then I got the instructions on how to like make it natural way, and then I made her squirt.
Oh,
Yeah. See, he got there. He got there.
there it is. You son of a fucking bitch.
The PG version.
Sat and listened to that bullshit. You motherfucker.
Yeah.
But
Well, all right. I guess you don't have to tell people, right? It's not like there's not a law where you have to tell people.
in some countries there is.
I think there might be in a couple states too, where it's just like you kind of. I think if you have like HIV and you give it to somebody, it's
Right.
illegal, right?
Right.
So
Oh, that's illegal?
Yeah, because it's like
especially
attacking somebody. It's like bioterrorism. It's like a bioattack.
Kind of, yeah. Like right.
No, I don't think there's a law about
yeah,
that.
I think if you knowingly spread it, it's like a big bugaboo, you know?
Not knowingly spread, like you're not intentionally spreading it, but
They're
kinda are.
you're holding back the information due to your anxieties or whatever X, Y, and Z.
Well, I think it maybe is a little different now that HIV is
No,
pretty
a death
treatable.
sentence, yeah. But like I'm pretty sure like in the 90s it was like, because you couldn't donate blood if you've ever had sex with a gay man until like, I think that might still even be the case.
Yeah, you can't even vote if you've had sex with a gay man.
I mean, that's why I had sex with a man, so nobody could ever take my blood from me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I tried to tell women, or when I was single, and I usually did, or I only dated women who had herpes also. But yeah, it kind of tore me up inside when I like didn't tell. There were like 2 occasions where I didn't tell them, and I kind of felt really, really guilty. And I told them afterwards, and then they stopped talking to me. But I also posit that it's maybe not impossible, but very, very unlikely that I could ever give someone herpes,
Why is that?
because I am fucking cool.
That's just like, ladies, just trust me.
Just trust
I'm
me.
fucking
I got swag.
And he puts on sunglasses and he rides off on a motorcycle with a leather jacket on. He's like, I'm cool.
No, because of where I have it. Because I caught it from a woman while wearing a condom. So it's deep in my bush, deep at the base of my wiener, and under a lot of bush.
Oh, so that's a different. So there's like the location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Changes.
I don't know enough about
And
herpes.
I would never have sex with a woman while I was having an outbreak, which I very rarely do.
How does the conversation go? Tell me what you say when you tell a woman that you have
Actually, like open sores are sexy, right? That's what I say.
open sores is sexy.
Yeah, like scabs and blisters. That's pretty fucking hot, right?
Yeah.
And then they say, yeah, I actually really love when like pus oozes onto inside my vagina. I think that's like really kind of an attractive thing. And I'm like, oh, that's funny that you mentioned that. I actually have herpes. And then they'd be like, really? Oh my God. What are you doing right now?
Have you told a woman before having sex with her that you have it, and then
Yeah, I told
and then
you.
she's like, I'm out.
I mean, if
Oh,
you're-
then I'm out. Trying to think. No, but I've like tried to work up the nerve to tell somebody, and it was so awkward that then there was no third date.
Oh.
So that happened once.
Because it is a hard discussion to have, probably every time.
Not if you're drinking and she's a dirty slut.
yeah, and he meets all of his women at the Jewish mentally ill camp. So
Not anymore.
you still go. You still donate to the camp, right? To keep it funded.
That's a crazy camp to me. That it's
even
Jewish, comma, like it's like Jewish and the mentally ill.
Yeah,
not like Jewish,
not mentally ill Jews, Jewish and mentally ill.
Yeah,
They just throw them together like
that's wild.
I like to think there's just like a big wood carving of Andrew there. It'd be like he was the first that was both.
Well, this is the thing is I imagine it started because it was a Jewish sleepaway camp that catered to kids who had behavioral issues, and they ran such a good camp that people who also had behavioral issues, but there
Just
wasn't a
jumped on.
camp for them. They were like, "Hey, can we go to your camp?" You know,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Yeah, sure." But you got to pay double because you believe in Christ.
You don't drink anymore, right? You don't drink now.
Oh, I do.
Oh, you do?
Oh, I really, but not a lot.
Oh, okay.
Are you a drinker?
Yeah.
Yeah. A
Were you-
lot. Boozing. What's
last year was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But I'm cutting down a little bit now.
You want to just get shit-faced for the final 20 minutes of the podcast?
Yeah, we can go get some shots, making this easier. What's that? All right, well, let's look off the sex topic for a second.
All right, let's talk about murder.
Well, no, I was gonna say, like, have you ever blacked out, brownout nights, just like going absolute ham?
I never blacked out.
Okay.
I am one of these. I hate hangovers a lot, so I will stop at a point if I know.
Gotcha.
And there's times where I've passed the point, but there is a moment of the night where no matter how drunk I am, like it ends here. Like I gotta stop here, and then I'll start pounding water and stuff or whatever. So yeah.
What's your
go-to cocktail or drink?
I love a tequila on the rocks.
Me too. Me too.
That's fun.
Yeah. You like mezcal?
I've been getting into mezcal lately. It's
good shit.
It's good mezcal.
Good
Yes.
mezcal.
Is fine. It's
Yeah,
delicious.
I had a suffering bastard this weekend.
A suffering
Bastard.
Bastard. What is that?
It's like a gin and mezcal mix with some amaretto.
Yeah.
It's very good. It was very very like tangy, which I kind of like. But so this place was a speakeasy that's a pirate themed. And I tell you what, it was good drinks, but I swear to God, I hate people that dress up as pirates. That's what I discovered. I'm like, we could also just drink in a bar here, folks. We don't need this nautical theme, because they also had it where like we were sitting underneath the air conditioning, and it started dripping on my girlfriend and our friends, and you're like, yeah, this. I don't need the full experience of being on a pirate ship of everybody getting scurvy and everybody getting wet at the worst times,
Right. Now, do you drink till you're hammered?
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I'm so large that it's just like I feel nothing, I feel nothing, I feel nothing, I feel nothing, and then I have to get to drink 8, and then I'm like, all right. Now I'm Andre the Giant, and I'm like, you want a peanut? I'm fucking drunk. That's how it goes, and I love it. I love getting. I don't drink casually. I'm never just like, oh, I'll have one beer. It's either I'm drinking to not feel things, Like that's my goal. Or actually, no. It's actually I'm feeling too good, and I'm just like, let's just keep it more fun. I need more alcohol, and then the good news is though, if we start dancing, I'll sweat off most of it. Just like a nice little, I'll coat the dance floor with just sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the nights where there's dancing and drinking is probably the drunkest I get at the same time.
Yeah.
Something
you're
about
it out. You feel good. You feel elated.
Yeah.
You metabolize.
Then you go toss some more back.
Yeah.
And then like weddings, for example, those my drunkest is usually at the end of a wedding.
Yeah, those are usually mine too. That's always just like, I remember I was at my buddy's wedding, and I browned out a little bit, and there's this other girl who's a comic in Brooklyn, and I was at a show with her. It's like, how do I know you? And I was like, I don't know. And I was like, oh, you were at Nikki and Ethan's wedding. He's like, oh yeah, you're the guy that was shirtless by the end of the night. And I'm like, I'm not actually shirtless. What I do is I just keep deep buttoning, and I have one little button at the bottom, and just my broad, sweaty chest for the whole world to see. And honestly, most people dig it. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty sexy.
Yeah.
I look like just fat Wolverine in the chest, It's like my pecs are popped out, but like the gut, but like a perfect trim of hair here.
Yeah, instead of claws, you have Slim Jims in between your fingers.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I start getting really into drinking. I mean, I always enjoyed it, but with comedy, you're like meeting people and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I was always incredibly anxious and nervous about it, and then I was like, I know it's not the smart and healthy way to get over it, but I can't just keep going home just because I'm so freaked out.
Yeah.
So then I started doing it.
Speaking of going home, we were freaked out. He and I went to the Stand last weekend.
Yeah.
Our plan was to go talk to some bigger comics and tell them we'll pay him to come on our podcast. We thought we saw Joe List was going to be there, and Mike Vecchione and like one other. Yeah. And then we got there, and we were too nervous to go over to the table and talk to them.
Yeah.
It was literally like we were back in high school, and it's just like we're the dorks that are talking about squirting and shit in the corner, and they're the cool table talking about banging chicks and stuff.
Yep.
Exactly.
And all the shows they were doing.
All the shows they're doing, they're like a producer. We're just like, hi, can we talk to you?
Yeah. It doesn't go away.
It doesn't. It never goes away.
Yeah.
That insecurity.
It does though. I'm okay when a person makes introductions or like starts things up. It's the going over and being like hi when people are.
Oh, that's the hardest.
Yeah.
Breaking the ice is the hardest.
Yeah, it's honestly the dream scenario is everybody always just has another guy that's already like a mutual friend to people to like get it over with.
Yeah.
Or if not, it's just that I go to the enough mic enough times and I give you enough fist bumps as you walk off the stage, being like, good set, that eventually it's going to lead to us talking about something other than saying good set to each other.
Yeah, yeah.
But generally, I go hang out at shows where I know at least one or two comics on the show. But sometimes, this is the weird thing, sometimes comics will say hi to you, they'll say hi to you, and then one day they just stop saying hi. And it's not because they saw you bomb or anything like that. It's just like, they're busy with other shit, or something happened in their career that they've moved up a level, or like,
Yeah.
Are there any comics that you think hate you just because? No. Just like there's a couple people where I just like I've seen them enough times and we're friendly enough, but in my head I'm like they just hate me for no reason, like other than just that, because I don't have any other actions other than saying the general hello to them.
Well, I mean, I know this is not what you're asking, but for the record, like no one hates you in comedy.
Oh, that's not true. Jon Stewart hates me.
Jon Stewart hates you.
Yeah. Yeah. I blew him one time.
Yeah.
And he wanted me to put his balls in my mouth with his dick. And I said, no way, bro.
That's where I draw the line.
Yeah. And he got really pissed and left.
Well, yeah, most of us, we're not even... what you read as hate is them just not caring.
Yeah, exactly. But like in I'm saying in my own head, I'm like, oh, they hate my guts.
Right.
Even though it's actually they're not thinking about me in the slightest.
Yeah, it's actually kind of worse.
Yeah, it's actually worse.
They don't even care.
Yeah,
is what it is.
If they hated me, at least they'd acknowledge me.
Yeah. But but that's also not personal, even though it is. But it's all like, it's just there's so much noise in the meeting people of stand up that I don't know. I think it's.
There's only so many people you can have in your mental Rolodex.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also like we all live in New York City, right? So like it's just there's so many comics. Like there's just so many, or like I'll get the social anxiety where just I'm like, how did I not get on this show that has 6 comics I've never met before and don't know the producer, and I'm like, how do they just not already know about me?
Exactly.
Yeah.
There are people that we've been doing comedy in New York for years, but I don't actually get to know them until we happen to be on the road together, just randomly. And then suddenly you give yourself this permission to not be so like frantically like annoyed by how many comics there are. You have nothing. You're just forced in this room, Mm-hmm. It's I guess tragic that we can't tune it out and just focus and meet people in New York, but
Peter,
I think it's also natural and human.
Yeah.
So
if you could teleport anywhere for 5 hours, you were given $1,000, you have very violent diarrhea, where would you go?
What? Violent diarrhea?
Yeah, where would you go, and how would you deal with the diarrhea issue?
I think it'd be funny to do like Antarctica or something, like just like a sheet of just clean white ice.
Oh, that would be awesome, actually. It's so beautiful and pristine. And like you see a couple emperor penguins about to slide down the hill and then they go right into your diarrhea.
The military's like, we see some brown stain spreading in Antarctica.
Sir, I think Russia's is finally launching their missiles right here.
There's an oil spill.
Yeah, we're getting some heat on the ice.
No, but it's not just to go to diarrhea. It's like you have $1,000, so you have a fun night. You get to see somewhere you've never been before, but you also have to deal with the diarrhea obstacle.
No, I mean diarrhea. No matter what I'm doing, if diarrhea is a part of it, that becomes the night. That becomes the priority of whatever it is. So I got to figure that out.
See, I don't know. It's like how much diarrhea are we dealing with? Is it just like a 20 minutes on the toilet, on the bowl, get it all out, where you're kind of sweaty afterwards and you're like,
those are the best.
And those are the best because it's just done. It's over. Like everything got out of you and you're empty now.
Yeah.
Those are great. I'll take one of those every day of the week,
it's
honestly.
5 minutes of diarrhea every 30 minutes.
Oh, see, that changes that. And then the whole night, there's no point in going anywhere.
Yeah.
No, it's not true.
If that's the point, I'm just going to go.
You can't do anything.
I'm just going to go to like Buckingham Palace and take a shit on the nicest toilets I can find.
Well, the nicest toilets are probably in Japan.
I don't know. I feel like a king and queen have better, nicer toilets.
They don't have bidet technology there.
They have bidet technology.
They have like famous brands too for their toilets.
Yeah.
They do?
It's like, I think it's like called, I forgot the name, but it's like Mr. Toto, whatever.
Yeah, Toto, Japan. Yeah, Totos.
It is? Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So they're big on that stuff.
They'll
Yeah.
clean it up. They'll make it different, like lemon scented.
See, but I also enjoy the thought of ruining a king and queen's toilet.
Yeah, but you're not going to get that close to their personal toilet.
You said I could teleport anywhere.
So you can get in. Yeah, you can get into their chambers, but they're going to kick you out before your 5 hours.
I feel like if a guy's shitting his brains out, even the most like gung ho dictators, like, all right, let him finish his business a little bit.
Yeah, there's something.
It's just like there's a mutual respect there.
There's
or
an
they will
understanding.
shoot
It's a
you.
humanizing thing.
They might kill you.
They're not gonna shoot a man shitting.
This weekend I had that diarrhea where every 20 minutes I had to go back, and it was like nothing was even substantially coming out, but it was like frothing, like my asshole was frothing.
Oh, one of
A
those just
latte?
like where you can like feel like your asshole now is a heartbeat, or just going boom 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 boom.
Not quite that, but I could feel just hot liquid.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't cleanly dropping. It was, I guess how water, if it follows an arch, like a drip, like it kind of comes down like that.
There's a
instead of
wind.
drop.
There was wind in your toilet.
What?
There was wind in your toilet.
Yeah, I was trying to shit on a turbine. Yeah, and so then I had to wipe, and it was the sides of my ass were getting were getting wet.
Where had you teleported to?
I was in a hotel in Atlanta.
Oh wow. Okay. I was gonna say, what'd you eat? That
Hot diarrhea Atlanta.
I
okay.
had
some hot Atlanta.
barbecue, which maybe was part of it.
Oh, yeah.
And then what's worse was in between the diarrheas, I had an ice cream, and I think that made it.
Oh,
Spicy and ice cream will
that's-
always give me the
yeah,
shits.
yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like like how tornadoes are created, right? It's a hot pressure system meeting a cold temperature system, and they mix and they twist and they kill a small village in Missouri.
Yeah.
Sean's the shit weapon, man.
I do know a little too much
That's the
about
same
shitting.
thing. Same thing with hot Cheetos and Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah, you're in Atlanta? Did you go to the Magic City strip club there for their wings?
No, they have wings there.
Oh, it's iconically good wings.
Really? At
so-
Magic City Strip Club?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's like the big. I was hoping that's what you were going to say. That's where you got the diarrhea from.
Why?
Because I love that strip club. I love talking about
That's
it.
that's
Hey,
giving
so
them
you've
bad
had the
press.
wings there?
No, but it's on my list of my before I die list things to do.
I would love to go.
Yeah, I know. I only know about him because there's a basketball player during the bubble. He broke quarantine, peak COVID, to go get these wings at a strip club. And then
Which basketball player?
I'm blanking so hard on it. It's like a
Allen Iverson.
no. He's been out of the league for years.
Draymond Green.
No, you don't. Those are the only I'm surprised you don't have any basketball players, honestly.
Dude, I used to love Bill Withers.
Yeah.
They did get in trouble because there was like someone on staff that all the players were sharing, like using her during the.
Oh
Using
yeah,
her?
yeah. No, that was bad. The Phoenix Suns. I don't think she was on staff.
She was on staff, right?
I don't think she was on staff. I think they just snuck her in and were like,
Oh.
And they're like, actually, she's our maid, and we're all just going to keep having sex with this fine young thought.
And I thought that, like, it's like it's good to have someone, to have everyone fuck while you're in quarantine, and it keeps them out of trouble. But they didn't like that.
Did you have a quarantine partner?
Briefly, it was like after the hardest part of the quarantine.
Yeah.
But there was this lady who hit me up, and then we, had some sex together.
That's cool,
And
man.
that was nice.
Have you ever 69?
I've never
Why not?
I've never been in a relationship. I feel like I've never sustained a long enough thing to do something like that.
Have you ever 44'd?
What's that?
That's where you both diarrhea at the same time and hold hands.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, masturbating.
No, the sexuality is the release of the poop. That's also just as cathartic. Did you think this was what our podcast was going to be like?
No, but this is better than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, good.
That's good to hear.
Good. Well,
We're coming a little closing, right? What are we
You're
at?
coming?
Yeah. Oh, we're at an hour. I'm about to come.
Peter, what do your special's coming out soon, or is it going to be out probably
Tomorrow? I don't know when this
The
comes out.
podcast,
Not
the
tomorrow.
special will already be out by the time
Okay.
this comes out. So tell our at least 200 listeners all about it.
It's called Don't Move. You can search for it on YouTube. And you can also follow me on Instagram, where I'll be posting clips from it and also my show dates. So look forward to that. I'll also be in a movie coming out this summer. I'm with Brandon Routh
Oh,
and Mina Suvari.
Oh, nice.
good cast.
Killing it.
Yeah, and it's called Ick, and so keep an eye out for
That's
that.
exciting.
is it like a reference like the TikTok ick? Like this is my ick, or is it just like a?
I've got
No,
the ick.
but although Ick was way that word getting the ick was out way before TikTok.
Yeah.
But the ick in this movie is about like a ooze that's been in town
Ooh.
for forever, and now it's starting to kill people.
Oh, that's fun.
And half the town wants to stay and at home, and half said we should move and blah blah blah.
That's exciting.
Yeah. How'd that come? When'd you shoot that?
Shot it last summer in Houston,
Oh, that's fun.
That's awesome.
Texas.
They got some good Vietnamese food down there, apparently.
Yeah, big Vietnamese population.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that out in Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, you wouldn't think certain like ethnicities you wouldn't expect in certain places.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like Jews and the mentally ill at camp.
How dare you make fun of my childhood? Some of the best moments of my life were at that sleepaway camp.
That sleepaway camp was actually just a mental asylum. They told him was sleepaway camp.
That reminds me that the way my dad would flirt with my mom
Yeah.
would be he'd go, so you want to do it tonight? And I'd be in the car, and I started like probably about 2 or 3 times after he said that I picked up what that meant.
It's a real coded message there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was your dad ever like a flirting with a waitress type guy? You know?
Waitress?
Like you go out to you go to Applebee's, right? And it's a cute young girl. And
No.
the guy's like,
Super loyal
Did
to
your
my
dad think
mother,
you?
but the marriage is broken.
No,
Did he think you didn't know what he meant?
by it.
I think he didn't. But I also think so. My traumatic memory is that I slept in the same room as my parents. We lived in a very small place, so I slept on a bedroll on the floor.
Oh.
They had a bed, and one night they had sex.
Oh my God.
And it was. I wish it was that subtle. It was my mom was screaming.
Oh my God.
And then I said, "Mom, what's up?" And she goes, "Shut up."
Oh my God. How old are you?
Probably 5 or 6.
I have a similar memory. Well, no, but
I'm sure it's kind of.
it's not
It's
as
gonna
bad.
be-
mine
it's
out
gonna
the
be
No,
water.
way
actually,
worse.
yours is way worse. Yours is actually way worse. No, my mom shut it down. I was in bed with my mom.
Imagine you. I love the idea that you stop my story and going, dude, that's fucked up. That should not have happened.
After everything else we just talked about for the last hour, it's like your thing's awful.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, my mom shut it down. Like, cause I was sleeping in their bed, and I had my own room, but I was just like, I wanted to sleep.
Scared or whatever. Yeah.
And then I remember my dad's face turned red, and he shot across the bed like a magnet and latched onto my mom.
Uh-huh.
That was kind of the traumatic moment. Like, that scared me. And then
And you didn't know what the purpose or reasoning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my mom was like, not in front of it, not in front of him.
Oh.
And I was like,
yeah.
thanks, Mom. Thanks.
Well, that's good because I will never forget the noises that my mom made.
Oh,
Can you give us
some?
They're what you think they are. Like,
Wait,
it
tell
just-
me if at least give us like.
Andrew and I will imitate your mom and dad.
Tell us who's close.
All right,
No.
go one each.
I want to see like who can do
All right,
closer.
you go first, and I'll go.
No, it wasn't that. No,
Well,
it was.
oh yeah, go ahead.
It was like a desperate scream, like
Like it's a little inquisitive there.
you're not in the intonation, but in the pitch and the
Pitch?
sound and the volume.
All right. Well, this has been Sean and Andrew Blow Up. Thank you, Peter, for doing this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Follow
Guys.
Peter Wong on Instagram and check out his special.
Please check out his special, guys. We'll be back next week.
Bye.
You didn't know this is an all cactus podcast?
You didn't know that? It's called Prickly Boys.
That's actually a good name for the podcast. We should change that. We haven't
Hour and a half of cactus-based things. God.
cactus-based humor.
Do you have plants at home?
I tried a snake plant because that's low. What's it called?
Maintenance.
And nah, it's not doing well.
Oh.
No, I already threw it out. Actually, it's
not doing well. I killed it.
and that's really frustrating. I think was because you just need to. It said just water it when the soil's dry. I guess I did it, and it didn't hold.
Snake